Good morning, everybody. Pastor Rick here, Broadman Baptist Church. This is the Broadman Word for May 2nd, 2022. And I hope you're having a marvelous day, because it is a marvelous day to be a Christian. What a day to be alive and in the kingdom and out and about doing the work of the Lord, no matter what it is you might do today. And today, I want to talk to you about being an apostle. We think of this typically in terms of the 12 original apostles. Maybe even you include Paul, and hopefully you also include Matthias and Barsabbas in those discussions. But I wanted to talk to you more specifically about you as an apostle, because while we may think of those original 12 as the apostles, and of course they were, they're not the only ones. And so specifically, an apostle is somebody who is carrying out some functions on behalf of the commission, or in response to the commission of somebody else who's in authority. So there's all kinds of ways to be an apostle. It comes from the Greek apostolos, and there's a Hebrew word for it as well. And in practice, in the early church, these folks would be people who carried out functions on behalf of the rabbis and other people in charge, as a result of receiving a commission to do some function. So I wanted to talk to you then about understanding who you are in the kingdom. Because we tend to, because we don't want to be prideful or self-righteous, we don't lift ourselves up very often to levels. And I want you to understand that there is no such thing as just a regular Christian. And I also want you to understand who it is you are and what role you have in the kingdom and why. Because you carry yourself a certain way when you're out and about. At work, social situations, doing errands, whatever it might be, people see you, and they see a lot more about you than you would think. And so then how you perceive yourself comes through in how others perceive you. So it's critical for you to understand who you are to Jesus, and what your role in the kingdom is. Now, the apostles, the original 12, and then they received their commission directly from Jesus Christ. And so did Paul. He received his commission to witness to the Gentiles directly from Jesus Christ. Well, so that made them apostles of Christ. And that's what gave them their authority to do what it is Jesus wanted them to do. To be his witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and all the world, and to carry out the Great Commission that we now call it. They didn't call it that then, but to carry out the commission that he left them with, to go and make disciples of all nations and baptize them in the name of the Lord. So with that then, I want you to consider that you have also received a commission directly from Jesus Christ, the Great Commission. Because when you left your old self behind, when those things died and you were born again into a resurrected life through Jesus Christ, you became a resurrected, living, new life, and thus you got the commission that the apostles got, the Great Commission that we just talked about. So it's yours. And thus you are an apostle of Jesus Christ. You, if you're a member of Broadman, are in a Apostolic New Testament church. You have received the Holy Spirit like the apostles received. So you have the power of Jesus Christ within you, the power of heaven within you, the strength, the ability to access the strength of God for your activities, and the wisdom of God for what it is you need to do. You have the Holy Spirit to bestow gifts upon you to do the work you need to do. In every way, you are an apostle of Christ. And so you need to think of yourself that way. You've heard me talk so many times about being an ambassador of the gospel, and that's certainly true. But look at the other definitions of the believers, the children of God in the Bible. You know, we're called soldiers. We're called royal priests. We have the Great Commission. We are apostles of Christ. And we are ambassadors of the gospel. I mean, all of these really high offices are given to us. So there really is no such thing as being an ordinary Christian or a regular Christian. God himself, through Jesus Christ, has given you a high station in life. And it's not that we're to be prideful about it, but you need to carry it with you. You need to have that understanding of who you are and how important you are to Jesus Christ and how important your office is, meaning the work you have to do in the kingdom, how important it is. It is a high place of honor you've been given, and you've been given honorable work to do to then honor and glorify and praise and bring blessings to God through the work that you do. So listen, I want you to start thinking about yourself differently. We've talked so much about so many aspects of living resurrected and being an Easter person, not just an Easter observer. And then also about living resurrected and through the resurrected Christ. These things are all grounding, they're orienting, they're original. It's how we need to think of ourselves, how we need to operate. It's who we need to be effective witnesses for Christ. So start today by thinking of yourself and your witness differently. You are an apostle. You have an apostolic function. You're part of an apostolic church. You live in the apostolic New Testament times, and you are to operate as one who is an apostle of Christ. So, brothers and sisters, you're pretty special. God thinks you're very special. He has honored you with some special titles and some special work and some special gifts and a special manner in which for you to go about this world, not of it, in it, but not of it, as one of his apostles. I love you. I hope you have a marvelous day. Go out into the apostolic New Testament church world that we live in and be an apostle. Take care. We'll talk to you next time.